Hello, this is Mark Pillar. I'm the founder of Backendless. In my previous videos, I talked about some very important concepts in preparation for digging down into the Backendless technology. And what we have learned so far is that Backendless is an API services platform that consists of some of the built-in services and APIs, and also provides a way for developers to publish their own services into Backendless so the APIs can automatically be generated. We also learned about MBAS server and what it is as just a general concept, and we know that Backendless is an example of an MBAS server. So over the course of the next videos, I'm going to talk about specific built-in services that we have, and we will start with the user service. And my next videos will be dedicated to other services such as data service, messaging, geolocation, file service, and so on. So let's start with the user service because it's one of the first that, as a developer, more than likely you will start working with. So user service is responsible for, as the name suggests, managing and handling users of your application. Take a look at and consider the following scenario. So for instance, your app may have a registration form which consists of, let's say, name, email, and password. And pretty much any mobile or desktop or browser application would have the registration form. So let's call it registration. So what happens is when the user fills out that form and submits that information, in case of Backendless, that form through the API call goes into Backendless itself. So this box represents Backendless. Backendless gets this information and puts it into the database. And as a result, a user object is formed, and now it resides in this database. And may optionally, depending how your application is configured, will have essentially just kind of an unvalidated user. Let's put it as a question mark. Okay? So here we have this user that filled out this form. And at this point, user email address needs to be validated. So Backendless sends email confirmation to that user with essentially a link that says, click here in order to validate your email. User clicks that link and request goes back to Backendless, and that question mark right here becomes just a check mark, meaning that the user is validated. So as you can see, with this simple workflow includes a lot of different things. Although from your perspective, whenever you work with Backendless, all you need to do is to focus on the registration form and making this API call. Everything else is handled completely by Backendless. And this use case is strictly just the registration. There are many other use cases that are covered by the user service, including password recovery, login, establishing a session, and then enforcing security. So in addition to that, whenever you work with Backendless, you can actually see all your users right there in the Backendless console, and you can see when the accounts were created, what the user properties are, and so on. So user service, once again, just to reiterate, is responsible for user registration API, login API, password recovery, establishing session. And it's one of the simplest APIs. However, there are a lot of different bells and whistles. So for instance, your application may choose to provide login with Facebook, login with Twitter, login with Google, and then Backendless User Service provides specialized APIs for handling those use cases as well. So hopefully this gives you an idea of what the user service is about, and we'll talk again in the next video, more than likely about the data service. Stay tuned. Thank you.